In the warm twilight of a summer's evening, many of us have been enchanted by the gentle, flickering dance of fireflies. These tiny beetles, painting the darkness with their intermittent sparks, are perhaps the most familiar of nature's living lanterns. But, this enchanting spectacle is merely a glimpse into a far wider, more mysterious world of light. The truth is, the vast majority of glowing animals do not inhabit our fields and forests, but rather the immense, dark expanses of our oceans. Down in the crushing depths, where sunlight cannot penetrate, life has found its own way to illuminate the eternal night. For centuries, sailors and deep-sea explorers have returned with tales of ghostly lights and shimmering apparitions rising from the abyss. These were not mere fantasies, but fleeting encounters with a world governed by bioluminescence. In this realm of perpetual darkness, the ability to produce light is not just a beautiful curiosity. It is a crucial tool for survival. It is a language spoken in flashes and glows, a silent, luminous dialogue that dictates the fortunes of countless creatures. To see in the dark is one thing, but to create your own light, that is a power of an entirely different order. This extraordinary ability, this cold, living light, serves a multitude of purposes, each one a testament to the ingenuity of evolution. For some, it is a beacon of love, a flashing signal to attract a mate in the boundless dark. For others, it is a treacherous lure, a deadly invitation to unsuspecting prey. It can be a dazzling smokescreen to confuse a predator, allowing for a swift escape, or a complex system of communication, a way to identify friend from foe. Today, we journey into this world of living light to uncover 10 of the most remarkable glowing animals that share our planet. We begin our journey on solid ground with the familiar yet no less magical firefly. These are not flies at all, but a family of beetles, and their evening ballet is a spectacle of courtship. Each species possesses its own unique light signature, a specific pattern of flashes that acts as a Morse code of romance. A male will broadcast his signal into the night, a question posed in light, and if a female of the same species is receptive, she will answer with her own distinct flash. It is a precise and delicate conversation, ensuring that only the right partners find each other in the vast darkness of the night. The light itself is a marvel of biological chemistry, a process known as bioluminescence. It is a cold light, meaning almost no energy is wasted as heat, a feat of efficiency that human technology still struggles to replicate. Within specialized cells in the firefly's abdomen, a substance called luciferin reacts with oxygen. This reaction is controlled by an enzyme, luciferase, which acts as a catalyst, allowing the firefly to switch its light on and off at will. It is a tiny, self-contained power plant, converting chemical energy directly into a luminous glow, a biological masterpiece perfected over millions of years. This ability, however, is not solely for seduction. The light also serves as a potent warning. Fireflies contain defensive steroids in their blood that make them unpalatable to most predators. The very glow that attracts a mate simultaneously repels a hunter, announcing, "I am not good to eat." Young firefly larvae also glow, a constant, steady light that serves as a continuous warning to nocturnal foragers like spiders and centipedes. It is a dual-purpose adaptation, a single tool for both love and war, showcasing nature's remarkable economy. The intricacies of these light signals are astonishing. Some males will even mimic the flash patterns of other species, a deceptive tactic to lure in rival males not for mating, but to prey upon them. This act of predatory mimicry adds a layer of cunning and danger to the seemingly peaceful twilight display. It reminds us that even in the most serene settings, the relentless drama of survival is constantly unfolding, written in a language of light and shadow, attraction and deception. So the next time you witness this enchanting display, look a little closer. You are not just seeing pretty lights. You are eavesdropping on a complex society. You are witnessing a series of urgent, whispered conversations, of desperate pleas for connection, and stark warnings of danger. Each flicker is a word, each pause a breath, in the silent, luminous language of the firefly, a tiny beacon holding its own against the encroaching night. Our journey now takes us underground, into the damp, dark caves of New Zealand and Australia. Here we find a spectacle that rivals the most brilliant night sky. The ceilings are adorned with thousands of tiny blue-green points of light, a subterranean galaxy. But these are not stars, nor are they worms. They are the larvae of a species of fungus gnat, known to the world as glowworms. These tiny creatures have transformed their dark, cavernous homes into breathtaking constellations of living light. Each point of light is the tail of a single larva, which has painstakingly constructed a home for itself. From the rock ceiling, it hangs a vertical thread of silk, sometimes as long as 40 centimeters. This is no ordinary thread. The larva meticulously studs it with droplets of sticky mucus, like pearls on a necklace. This glistening, beaded line is a deadly trap. The larva then illuminates its tail, a bioluminescent lure that shines like a distant star in the absolute blackness of the cave, a beacon of false hope for other small insects. Drawn by an instinct to fly towards the light, small midges, moths, and other insects that inhabit the cave flutter upwards. They mistake the larva's glow for an escape route, for the moon or stars in an open sky. But instead of freedom, they find only the sticky, inescapable snare lines. The moment an insect becomes entangled, its struggles send vibrations up the silk thread. Alerted to the capture, the glowworm larva begins to haul up its line, reeling in its meal with a slow, deliberate motion. The glow itself is a product of the same chemical family we saw in the firefly, a reaction involving luciferin and luciferase. However, the purpose is entirely different. This is not a light of courtship, but a tool for predation. The intensity of the glow can vary. When a larva is hungry, its light shines more brightly, a more desperate and alluring invitation. The entire cave ceiling becomes a dynamic marketplace of hunger, with thousands of individual lights advertising their deadly wares to the unsuspecting inhabitants of the dark. Observing this silent, patient hunt is to witness a strategy of extraordinary elegance and cruelty. The entire colony works as a collective, though unintentional, trap. The sheer number of lights creates an overwhelmingly attractive illusion. It is a city of tiny, patient predators, each in its own silk hammock, fishing in the air with lines of light. They have turned the eternal darkness of their world into their greatest advantage, creating a living, breathing, and utterly lethal starscape. We now descend into the true abyss, to the midnight zone of the ocean, thousands of meters below the surface. Here, the pressure is crushing, the temperature is near freezing, and sunlight is a forgotten memory. In this hostile, alien world lives one of nature's most iconic and formidable predators, the anglerfish. It is a creature seemingly born from nightmares, yet its survival depends on a single, mesmerizing point of light, a beacon of deception in the crushing dark. Protruding from the female anglerfish's head is a long, fleshy filament, a modified dorsal fin spine. At its tip dangles a fleshy bulb called the esker. This is not just a piece of flesh, it is a living lantern. The esker is filled with millions of symbiotic bioluminescent bacteria. The anglerfish does not create the light itself. Instead, it provides these bacteria with a safe home and nutrients, and in return, they produce a constant eerie glow for their host. It is a perfect and perfectly sinister partnership. The anglerfish uses this lure with masterful patience. It remains almost motionless in the water, a dark, camouflaged shape, conserving precious energy in this food-scarce environment. The only thing visible is the gentle, bobbing light, which it can wiggle and pulse to mimic the movements of a small shrimp or squid. Curious fish, crustaceans, and other deep-sea dwellers are drawn to this solitary beacon, mistaking it for a potential meal. It is an irresistible invitation in the endless black. As the unsuspecting prey draws closer, mesmerized by the hypnotic dance of the light, the anglerfish prepares its trap. Its mouth, disproportionately vast and lined with long, needle-sharp teeth that point inwards, is a cage from which there is no escape. In a fraction of a second, with one of the fastest strikes in the animal kingdom, the anglerfish can expand its jaw and suck its victim into the cavernous maw. The meal is over before the prey even registers the danger. This glowing lure serves another vital purpose, finding a mate. In the immense void of the deep sea, the chances of two anglerfish meeting are infinitesimally small. The tiny parasitic male anglerfish has no law of his own. His sole purpose is to find a female. He is drawn to her light, the only sign of life for miles. Once he finds her, he latches on, his body fusing with hers until he becomes little more than a permanent, attached source of sperm. It is a bizarre and extreme solution to the problem of love in a lonely world, all made possible by that single guiding light. We remain in the ocean's depths but ascend to the twilight and surface waters, a realm teeming with gelatinous, ethereal forms. Here we find the jellyfish, ancient mariners who have drifted through the oceans for over 500 million years. Among these creatures, bioluminescence is not an exception but a widespread rule. From the smallest comb jelly to the giant lion's mane, the ability to produce light is a fundamental aspect of their existence, a silent language spoken in pulses and shimmering veils. For many jellyfish, light is primarily a tool of defense. Consider the atoll jellyfish, a common inhabitant of the deep sea. When seized by a predator, it does not simply surrender to its fate. Instead, it erupts in a stunning pinwheel of blue light that strobes and pulses rapidly. This is not meant to blind the attacker directly, but to send out an alarm. It's a burglar alarm display, designed to attract the attention of even larger predators. The hope is that a bigger fish or squid will be drawn to the commotion and attack the original aggressor, creating a chance for the jellyfish to escape in the ensuing chaos. This strategy of using light to call for help is remarkably effective in the tiered predatory environment of the ocean. It's a high-stakes gamble, but in a world of constant threat, it provides a crucial advantage. Other species employ a different tactic. When threatened, they release a cascade of glowing particles into the water, creating a luminous smokescreen. The predator is left confused, attacking the cloud of light, while the jellyfish, now dark, silently propels itself away to safety. It is a disorienting flashbang, a magical disappearing act. The light itself often comes from specialized proteins. In fact, the discovery of the green fluorescent protein, or GFP, in the crystal jelly, Equorea victoria, revolutionized biological science. This protein absorbs the initial blue light produced by the jellyfish and re-emits it as a brilliant green glow. Scientists have since harnessed GFP as a marker to watch molecules and cells at work, a tool taken from this humble creature that has illuminated countless biological processes, earning its discoverers a Nobel Prize. From the gentle, rhythmic pulsing of a moon jelly to the startling, explosive flashes of a deep-sea specimen, the light of a jellyfish is a dynamic and versatile tool. It is a shield, a decoy, and a cry for help. It is a reminder that even the simplest of creatures can possess the most sophisticated and beautiful of survival mechanisms, turning their delicate, fragile bodies into shimmering, ghostly protectors in the endless blue. Our gaze now turns to one of the most vital creatures in the marine food web, a tiny crustacean that forms colossal swarms in the polar oceans, the krill. These shrimp-like animals are the primary food source for whales, seals, penguins, and countless other species. While their importance as a food source is well known, a more secret and spectacular aspect of their biology is their ability to glow. A dense swarm of krill can be so intensely bioluminescent that it illuminates the surface of the ocean, visible even from space. Each individual krill possesses multiple light-producing organs called photophores, scattered across its body. These are not simple patches of glowing cells. They are remarkably complex structures. Each photophore has a concave reflector behind it to direct the light, and a lens in front to focus it, much like a tiny biological flashlight. In some species, the krill can even rotate these organs using small muscles, allowing them to precisely control the direction of the light beam. It is an astonishing level of biological engineering in an animal barely a few centimeters long. The exact purpose of this luminescence is still a subject of scientific debate, but one of the leading theories is that it is a form of communication. Krill form swarms that can stretch for miles and contain billions of individuals. In the dim light of the polar seas, maintaining swarm cohesion is critical for both feeding and protection. It is thought that the krill use their lights to signal to one another, helping to keep the swarm together as it moves and feeds, a vast, coordinated community speaking in flashes of blue light. Another possibility is that the light serves as a form of camouflage. In the twilight zones of the ocean, predators often hunt from below, looking up for the dark silhouettes of their prey against the faint light filtering down from the surface. By emitting a gentle blue glow from their undersides, a technique known as counter-illumination, krill can match the ambient light from above. This effectively erases their own shadow, making them nearly invisible to hunters lurking in the depths below. It is the ultimate camouflage, using light to blend into light. Whatever its primary function, be it social signaling, camouflage, or perhaps even a role in mating rituals we do not yet understand, the glow of the krill is a phenomenon of immense scale. When a blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, lunges into a swarm, it is consuming not just a mass of crustaceans, but a galaxy of tiny, living lights. The krill's glow is a testament to the fact that even the smallest creatures can, when united, create one of the most breathtaking light shows on the planet. We now delve back into the deep, in search of a predator that has haunted the human imagination for millennia. The shark. We tend to think of sharks as creatures of the sunlit reefs or the open ocean surface. But the majority of shark species live in the deep sea, and among them are some that have mastered the art of bioluminescence. These are not the great whites or tiger sharks of popular culture, but smaller, more elusive hunters like the lantern shark and the kitefin shark. The velvet belly lantern shark, a small species rarely growing more than 2 feet long, is a master of light. Its underside is covered in thousands of tiny photophores. Like the krill, it uses this light for counter-illumination. By matching the faint light filtering down from above, it can effectively vanish from the view of both predators below it and the prey it hunts. It is a cloak of invisibility, woven from its own light, allowing it to stalk its prey, small fish and squid, undetected. But the lantern shark has another trick. It also has glowing spines on its dorsal fins. The purpose of these is likely defensive. While its belly is camouflaged, the sharp, glowing spines would act as a clear warning to any predator attempting to attack from the side or above. It is a dual strategy. Hide the vulnerable body while advertising the dangerous weapons. This complex use of light showcases a sophisticated predatory and defensive adaptation, finely tuned to its dark environment. Even more spectacular is the kitefin shark, which, at nearly 6 feet long, is the largest known luminous vertebrate. It too uses counter-illumination, but its glow is controlled by hormones, including melatonin, the same hormone that regulates sleep in humans. This hormonal control allows the shark to slowly adjust the brightness of its glow, ensuring it can perfectly match the changing ambient light as it moves between different depths. It is a slow, deliberate, and precise form of camouflage. The mystery of these glowing sharks is far from solved. Scientists are still uncovering the full extent and purpose of their luminous abilities. How do they control the light with such precision? What role does it play in communication between sharks? The discovery that these ancient predators have harnessed the power of living light opens up a whole new chapter in our understanding of their secret lives. In the perpetual twilight of the deep, these sharks glide like phantoms, cloaked in a faint, enigmatic glow. Our journey now takes us to the coastal waters of Japan, specifically to Toyama Bay. Every spring, a truly breathtaking event occurs. Millions of tiny squid, no larger than the palm of a hand, rise from the depths to the surface in a massive spawning aggregation. These are the firefly squid, or Hotaru Ika, and they transform the bay into a pulsating neon blue spectacle. The waves themselves seem to glow as they crash upon the shore, carrying legions of these luminous creatures. The firefly squid is covered in light-producing organs, the photophores. It has them scattered across its body, but the most brilliant are located on the tips of a specific pair of arms and around its eyes. Unlike many other glowing animals that produce only one colour, the firefly squid can create complex, multi-hued patterns. They can flash their lights in unison, create waves of light that ripple across their bodies, or produce deep, penetrating glows. It is a level of control that suggests a highly sophisticated visual language. This dazzling light show serves multiple functions. During their nightly ascent from the depths, they use counter-illumination, their ventral photophores masking their silhouette from predators below, but the more complex displays are likely for communication. A sudden, bright flash can startle a potential predator, giving the squid a moment to escape. More importantly, during the spawning season, these light shows are believed to be elaborate courtship rituals, with males and females flashing specific patterns to identify and attract one another in the crowded, chaotic aggregation. The firefly squid can also use its light to hunt. By flashing its lights, it can momentarily daze small fish and crustaceans, making them easier to catch. It can also use the lights on its arms to illuminate its immediate surroundings, helping it to judge the size and distance of its prey before striking. It is a versatile tool set, a combination of flashlight, camouflage, and communication device, all packed into one tiny, gelatinous body. The annual spectacle in Toyama Bay is not just a biological wonder, it is a significant cultural event in Japan, attracting tourists from around the world. The sight of the ocean set ablaze with the cool blue light of millions of courting squid is a profound reminder of the beauty and mystery hidden beneath the waves. Each tiny squid is a living jewel, contributing its light to a display of collective, ephemeral brilliance that illuminates the dark waters for a few short weeks each year. We stay in the waters of Japan to find another tiny creature with an outsized luminous legacy. These are not insects, but minuscule crustaceans called ostracods, specifically a species known to science as Vargula hilgendorfi, and more poetically as sea fireflies. Barely 3 millimeters long, these creatures live in the sand in shallow coastal waters. At night, they emerge to feed and to perform one of the most precise and beautiful courtship displays in the natural world. The male sea firefly initiates the romance. He swims through the water while ejecting short bursts of glowing mucus from a special gland near his mouth. He does this in a very specific pulsating pattern of bright blue dots, like a Morse code message written in light. Each species of ostracod has its own unique signature, a specific number of pulses, with precise timing and spacing between them. This luminous signature is his calling card, his song, broadcast into the darkness. A receptive female, hiding in the sand or on a rock, observes these swimming light trails. If she recognizes the pattern as belonging to a male of her own species, she will signal her interest, sometimes with a faint glow of her own. The male will then home in on her location, following her subtle signal to find her in the vastness of the water. It is an incredibly sophisticated system, ensuring that mating only occurs between the correct species, a vital mechanism for creatures living in a crowded marine environment. The chemistry of this light is fascinating. The sea firefly mixes its luciferin and luciferase enzymes together and ejects them into the seawater, where the reaction with oxygen creates the glowing cloud. This is different from the firefly or anglerfish, where the reaction happens inside the body. This external reaction allows for the creation of these distinct floating dots of light. It is a transient and beautiful form of communication, a string of pearls cast into the sea. This remarkable creature has even played a role in human history. During World War II, Japanese soldiers would carry dried sea fireflies with them. By crushing them and adding a little water, they could create a brief, dim glow. It was just enough light to be able to read maps and compasses at night without giving away their position with a brighter, more conventional light source. A creature's ancient courtship ritual, co-opted for the purposes of modern warfare, a strange intersection of biology and human conflict. We now encounter a creature that breaks one of the unwritten rules of the deep sea. In the world of bioluminescence, the overwhelming color of choice is blue or green. These shorter wavelengths of light travel farthest in water, making them the most efficient for signaling and seeing. But the Tomopteris, a genus of transparent, free-swimming bristleworm, does something different. When disturbed, it produces a shower of brilliant yellow light, a color rarely seen in the deep ocean's luminous repertoire. Tomopteris, which means a cut wing in Greek, is a fitting name. It propels itself through the water with paddle-like limbs called parapodia, seeming to fly through the depths. These worms are almost completely transparent, making them very difficult for predators to spot in the dimly lit water column. This transparency is their first line of defense. But if a predator does manage to make contact, the worm unleashes its secret weapon. Instead of the whole body glowing, the light is emitted from the tips of its parapodia. When touched, the worm releases a shower of glowing particles, a distracting cloud of golden sparks. This phenomenon is known as bioluminescent secretion. The predator is likely to be startled and confused by this sudden, unusually coloured burst of light, perhaps attacking the glowing particles instead of the worm itself. This gives the Tomopteris precious seconds to swim away, its transparent body once again vanishing into the gloom. The reason for the yellow light is still a subject of scientific inquiry. It is produced by a photoprotein, a unique molecule in the animal kingdom. One theory is that because yellow light is so rare in the deep sea, it is particularly startling to predators who are adapted to seeing only blue-green light. It is an unexpected colour, a visual shock designed to disorient and confuse. It's like shouting in a library. The sheer novelty of the act is what grants it power. Finding and studying these delicate gelatinous worms is incredibly challenging. They live in the open ocean, often at great depths, and their fragile bodies are easily damaged by nets. Our knowledge of them comes from fleeting encounters with remotely operated vehicles and painstaking laboratory study. Each observation of their golden sparks is a rare glimpse into a unique evolutionary path, a creature that chose to shine with a different kind of light in the vast blue-tinted world of the deep sea. For our final glowing animal, we return to land, and to a creature that is as famous as it is misunderstood, the Tasmanian devil. This carnivorous marsupial from the island of Tasmania is known for its powerful jaws and ferocious reputation. It is a creature of the night, a scavenger and a hunter cloaked in black fur. No one would have ever suspected that this animal held a luminous secret, one that was only discovered by accident. In recent years, scientists and zookeepers exploring the phenomenon of biofluorescence have been shining ultraviolet or UV light on various animals. Biofluorescence is different from bioluminescence. Instead of creating its own light through a chemical reaction, a biofluorescent animal absorbs light at one wavelength, like UV, and re-emits it at a lower energy, visible wavelength. When a UV light was shone on a Tasmanian devil, researchers were astonished by what they saw. The skin around the devil's snout, its eyes, and the inside of its ears lit up with an eerie, ghostly blue glow. This was a complete surprise. While biofluorescence had been documented in other marsupials like platypuses and wombats, finding it in such a famously dark animal was a revelation. It was a hidden channel of communication, invisible to human eyes under normal light, but potentially glaringly obvious to another devil. The function of this glow is still speculative, but given its location, it is likely tied to social interaction. Devils have poor eyesight but a powerful sense of smell and hearing. However, during close-quarters encounters, such as fights over a carcass or during courtship, visual signals become more important. The glowing patches are located around the devil's most dangerous weapon, its mouth, and its most sensitive sensory organs, its eyes and ears. The glow could serve to enhance threat displays or help in recognizing individuals at night. This discovery reminds us that we are constantly learning new things about even the most well-studied animals. It shows that there may be entire worlds of communication happening right in front of us, just outside the range of our own limited senses. The Tasmanian devil, a creature we thought we knew, was hiding a secret light. It is a powerful testament to the fact that the natural world is always deeper, more complex, and more wondrous than we can possibly imagine. From the familiar flicker of a firefly to the secret, ultraviolet glow of a Tasmanian devil, the world of living light is more vast and varied than we could ever have imagined. These creatures have harnessed one of the most fundamental forces of the universe, light itself, and woven it into the fabric of their lives. It is their language, their shield, their lure, and their lantern in the eternal dark. Each spark and shimmer tells a story of survival, a testament to the endless ingenuity of evolution. The ability to create light is one of nature's greatest gifts, a source of beauty and wonder that continues to surprise and inspire us. The natural world is filled with these hidden marvels, waiting to be discovered and understood. By sharing these stories, we keep the wonder alive. If you were as captivated by these luminous beings as I am, please consider subscribing to Wondrous Nature so you don't miss our future explorations into the animal kingdom. Liking this video and sharing it with your friends helps us reach more people, spreading this message of awe and appreciation for the planet we all call home. Every share is a spark that helps illuminate the importance of our natural heritage. Let us all become ambassadors for the animal world. Let's encourage curiosity and foster a deeper connection with the creatures that share our planet. There is always more to see, more to learn, and more to protect. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of living light. Go out and continue to explore the wonder that surrounds